Hey guys, what's up? JWhisp here, and welcome to episode 8 of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. Here we are, back in our amazing world. In the last episode, we successfully defeated the end dragon. We can see the egg right here. And we got pretty stacked from it. We got a lot of XP, so we could do a lot of enchanting. We have some really good armor and weapons now. We also got multiple elytras. There wasn't just one, there was actually two. There were two end cities right near the portal, and they both had elytras. So if you guys are playing on this seed, definitely defeat the end dragon. It's worth it for the elytras. Only downside is, I don't have too many fireworks. I have a lot of paper, but I don't have a lot of gunpowder. We might have to make a creeper farm sometime soon. But now that we have defeated the end dragon, I still need to do some enchanting because I want to get myself some perfect armor and perfect weapons. I want full prot 4, unbreaking 3, I want a god bow, I want a god sword, and to do that, we're going to need a lot of XP. And probably the best way to get XP is to build an enderman farm. Now, enderman farms, you can build them really small, you can build them really big, but what's universal with all of them is they're really easy to make. They don't take too long to make, and they give you literally tons of XP. Like, it is insane. In my last survival let's play, a couple of months ago, I built one of these enderman farms, and after farming it for just a couple minutes, I literally had over 100 levels of XP, and I farmed it for like an hour. I had like almost 200 levels, I think. I enchanted literally everything and got full god armor. It didn't take long. So let's build one of these farms. I'll show you guys how to do it. Hopefully you do it with me. It's super easy. It's definitely worth it. And we can get tons of XP. Alright, so to build this farm, let me show you guys everything that you will need. I have a water bucket here. You will also need about 9 stacks of leaves. Now, it doesn't matter what type of leaves. I also have a little bit extra just because I had it and I like to have extra blocks just in case. The reason we use leaves is because endermen will not spawn on leaves, so it's important that you use that. After that, I have about 3 stacks of a building block. Any building block will work. You only need about 2.5 stacks, but again, I have extra. Same with the ladders, I have 64. You'll probably not need that many. We're gonna use the ladders to build all the way down to y equals 0. Right now I'm on y equals 57, so I'll probably only need about 57 ladders, but I just grabbed a stack because it's about what you'll need. Besides that, you'll also need some ender pearls. I have about 16, which is a stack of ender pearls, because we need to use them to spawn an endermite. We also need 6 hoppers, 6 trapdoors, 3 slabs, a minecart, a chest, a rail, and a name tag, and make sure you've named it, or you bring an anvil with you to name it, because we need to name the endermite so it doesn't spawn away. Besides that, some things that I would recommend having, definitely an elytra and some fireworks. I made some fireworks just because we're going to be working in the void, and in case anything were to happen and you're to fall in the void, it's nice just to have an elytra and some fireworks next to you just in case you need it. I'll keep the fireworks in my hotbar. I don't want to keep them in my offhand in case I accidentally use them, and I'll keep the elytra on just so I can fly if I have to. Again, you don't need the elytra. If you're really safe, you don't need it, but we're going to be working in some dangerous conditions. Now, like I said, it's not super hard to make this. Yeah, we need quite a bit of building blocks. However, if you have some shears and have a pickaxe, it won't take you that long to get this many blocks. And all the rest of the items you need are pretty cheap, nothing super expensive or super hard to get. So let's get started with the farm. So the first step to making this farm is one of the most dangerous steps. What we're going to do is place water on the edge of the end here. You're going to go all the way to the edge of the end island. I'm just being careful because I don't want to look the enderman in the eye. After that, you're going to place your water at the edge, go down, and be very careful, and we're just going to build all the way down to y equals 0. So we can pull up F3, look at our y level. Currently we're at 45. Just keep building down to y equals 0. We need to make this because we're eventually going to build a bridge out really far into the void so that endermen can spawn. But for now, we're just going to keep building down. We have to be careful, be very safe. Again, this is why I recommend having the elytra, because in case we accidentally fall into the void or something bad is to happen, we can fly back up and save ourselves. I'm going to be very careful here. Let's see. After we get to y equals 0, we're just going to place ladders on all of this. We can eventually pick up the water again. Oh no, my poor block. But here, let's go all the way down to y equals 0. I'm also going to get some leaves in my inventory to be ready because we're going to need to build a platform down here. Okay, we're almost at y equals 0. Let's be really careful here. The very bottom block is the hardest to place because you really have to position yourself very carefully. Alright, let's try to do it. There we go. Okay. I think we're safe. Look at us go. Can we go one more block? Maybe there we go. Okay. Our feet were at y equals 0, but the blocks were not. So we can place that there. And then once we're down here, we can just make a little platform with the leaves so that we have a platform to fall on when we're out of here. Okay, sweet. We have that. So what we can do is just place the ladders going all the way back up, and we can go back up to the top and collect our water. So after we've built our way down all the way to y equals 0, what we're going to do is start at the ladder, and from the ladder, we're going to place 128 leaves into the void. Now, it may seem like a pain to count 128, however, that's just 2 stacks. Now, we already have 2 blocks here, so I can subtract 2 from this stack, and I don't need that. So it's a stack plus 62 for me, but normally it's 2 stacks. So I don't have to actually count it in my head. I can just keep placing blocks until these blocks are gone. But again, be very careful. This is the other dangerous part. Obviously, coming down here was dangerous. But this is also really dangerous because if we fall, we could be screwed. I have my elytra on and I have some fireworks. So if anything were to happen, I could just fly back up and we'll be safe. But just try to be very careful because if we fall, there's really nothing we can do to save ourselves. Alright, so here we are, 128 blocks away from the ladder. Now, also what I did was I built to the side 8 blocks. And the reason I did this was so that I could get to the center of this chunk. And I did this because farms are very chunk sensitive, and by that I mean spawn rates and how things work are very sensitive to chunks, so I wanted to get myself in the middle of this chunk. I could have done that starting at the ladder. I could have just situated myself at the middle of the chunk before I built this, but I decided to do it at the end. It doesn't really matter. But now that we're in the center of the chunk, what I'm going to do is just build myself a small little platform here. It doesn't really matter the size too much, just so we have a place to actually start building this farm. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to build this little platform here all the way to the end of this chunk. And then where this new chunk starts, I'm actually going to place my chest. So I'll just place my chest right there. Doesn't really matter. And then going into the chest, we can place all of our hoppers. I have to be really careful because we don't have a lot of room there. There we go. The hopper is a little bit taller than the chest. We can actually see how we like dip down. So it's hard to place. Be careful because again, we don't want to fall. Let's just make sure all the hoppers are placed together. This is just so we can collect the drops, but honestly, you won't even really need to collect your drops because I'm telling you, after this farm, you'll have so many ender pearls, you'll never want to see one again. That always happens to me. And then I'm just going to fill this in with stone, and we have our platform complete. Next, what I'm going to do is go behind the hoppers here, place one more layer of our building block to fully finish this platform, and then I'm going to build a 2-block high wall around this entire thing. This will be the little area where the endermen will actually be kept, and we can kill them. And then obviously right above here, we can take our 3 slabs and place them like that. So now we can get under here. We can actually kill the endermen, but obviously the endermen are super tall and won't be able to kill us. And then all their lovely drops will come in there, and we're close enough to collect all the XP after we kill them. Alright, so now we're back to building with leaves. I'm going to get right in the middle of this platform, place 1 block. I'm going to head down here very carefully, and then I'm going to press F3 and G again so we can pull up the chunk borders. And what I'm going to do is build myself a pathway all the way back to this chunk border because we're going to build a large platform which the endermen will spawn on. And again, we're using leaves to build this because endermen can walk on leaves, but they won't spawn on leaves, so leaves kind of help keep us safe. So we have this little platform. Also, what we're going to do over here is build ourselves a staircase that the endermen can use. So we have this. Also, let's fill out the entire top of this platform with leaves so we can make sure that no endermen spawn on top of here. Also, build yourself a little roof above your platform you made before, again, so no endermen spawn. The leaves prevent them from spawning. Now, you might ask, if we're going to build a platform out of leaves, how are we going to get any endermen to spawn in general? And what we're going to do with this next chunk is actually have a little area in the middle of this chunk made out of our building block that the enderman can spawn on. But what you're going to do now that we're in this new chunk, is just around the border of this entire chunk, place it with leaves. This border will be 16 by 16, and if you see, we have F3 and G up so we can see the border of the chunk and just place the leaves all along the border. So once you're done, this is what it should look like. We have the entire border outlined with leaves, and what we're going to do now, just go to any side and build up 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Go on this wall, do it 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need to do it over here too, 1, 2, 3, 4. and then go to this back wall and build it 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reason I'm doing this is because we need to build in 4 blocks with leaves on every single wall. And so we're going to fill this in, and then eventually we'll have a little gap in the center once we're done with this. What we're going to do with that little center gap is use our building blocks. So whether you're using cobblestone, stone brick, normal stone, you're going to fill that with your building block. That'll be the little platform that Endermen will spawn on. Pretty much the way this works is the leaves give us this big platform, and Endermen are like, hey, I want to spawn. But then they're like, oh shoot, I can't spawn on top of leaves. And so they'll spawn on top of the stone platform instead. Up there we'll have an endermite, and Endermen hate endermites, so they'll actually go towards the endermite and try to kill it. On the way to kill the endermite, they'll fall in our little pit, where then we have a little area where we can kill them. So that's pretty much how it works. It works very well. I use this farm all the time. It's kind of hard to give credit for whoever came up with this farm design, just because so many people have come up with so many different versions of this farm. But I'll leave a few links in my description of a few different people that have their own sort of versions of their farm that I got inspiration from. So we can build one more block here. And there we go. So in the center here, we have this small little platform, and we can just fill this in with our building block. So now for the last of the leaves, what we're going to do on either side of this platform, go 1, 2, 3, and go 1, 2, 3, and then build these walls up 3 blocks high. Now we have to be careful because pretty soon Endermen will start spawning on this platform, so you can just take your blocks and temporarily place them like that so that no Endermen come after you. Now that we've done that, I came back to our little platform here. Now we have to be careful. Obviously I can look to the left and see that the Endermen have spawned, which is great. We know the farm is working. We know the platform works. Just be very careful. Don't look at the Endermen. If I look at them, they might teleport over here and start chasing me. So let's be careful. We can start this off by placing our things just like this. Oh, actually, I guess I forgot to place a slab. We can finish that there. 3 trapdoors like that, and 3 trapdoors. Oh no, I messed it up. I have to grab it now. There we go, just like that. Now I'm actually going to shift, get out of here. I'll be very careful. I want to play this really safe because if any Endermen, if I look at them, I could really screw myself over here. So let's just get back up on top of here. Now we're going to work on the platform for the Endermite. So what we're going to do now is take our building block and place it right here, away from the Endermen on the opposite side of this hole from them. On top of this block is where the Endermite will be. So what we're going to do now is all around this area, build up a wall that is 3 blocks high with leaves. Okay, so I have this little area. I placed the leaves incorrectly at first, but I fixed it. We have this 3 high block wall of leaves, and we have this little area here. So what we can do on either side of this block, just block it off. It doesn't matter. We only need 2 blocks right here. On top of this stone brick or whatever building block you're using, place your rail. And then around here, place some temporary leaf blocks just to give ourselves some space. Now what we're going to have to do, we're going to work fast. We're going to teleport onto this rail, and when we teleport, we're wanting an endermite to spawn. Directly after the endermite spawns, we can place our minecart and the endermite will go in the minecart, and also we can name tag it. Now sometimes this is hard to do, sometimes it gets a little messed up and things don't work. Now this part may seem a little annoying and a little hard to do. Sometimes the endermites have a lot of issues, sometimes it'll attack you and actually cause damage, so make sure you give yourself time to regenerate a few hearts in between shooting ender pearls. We have to be careful. Also, what kind of sucks is if we want to just go into creative mode and spawn the endermite, that won't work. The endermite actually has to be spawned from throwing the ender pearls. I know it's kind of annoying, but we just have to do it. Still no endermite, but after throwing it a few times, we'll hopefully get it. Let's see. I want to be careful. I can't just spam ender pearls because not only will that do damage to my health, but also the endermite spawning, the endermite likes to do damage to you, so we have to be very careful. I'll regenerate as much as I can, and then I'll throw another one. Nope, still didn't get it. Again, this part can take some time. I know it's a little annoying. I know it's tedious, but just keep playing it slow and you will eventually get your endermite. If you want this part to go by a little bit faster, you could bring some golden apples with you, but I don't know. I'm not lazy. I don't mind wasting a little bit of the gold. Still no endermite, come on. Hopefully, you should probably get at least 1 from a stack of ender pearls. If you can't get it though, you can always walk over there, kill a few endermen, and spawn a new endermite. It shouldn't be too hard. Alright, come on. Give me the endermite. I have enough hearts already. Let's throw another one. Still no endermite. Okay, hopefully we get it pretty soon though. I actually had some bad luck at getting the endermite, but thankfully I finally got it. It normally doesn't take me too long, but an endermite only has a 0.5% chance of spawning, so it's pretty low. After we have the endermite, we can place a block there so we have one block on either side, and then we can be very careful but remove these blocks right there. Now after that, you can see the endermen are super eager to get over there and start to mess up this endermite, but of course they can't get to it. So we have to be careful. We can make our way over here. I'm gonna have my elytra and my fireworks ready just in case something does go wrong. Let's get that spruce sapling. But we can head over here. It's very loud, so I'm gonna turn down the volume. Hopefully I didn't look at any of them, but they are going to start rushing towards the endermite. Now I'm shifting here. I'm gonna be very careful and very slow breaking these blocks so the endermen just make their way over there. They don't bother me. And at this point, the farm is ready. What I'm gonna do is just quickly, hopefully this enderman, is he mad at me? No, okay, sweet. Alright, so I'm gonna build a small temporary platform, just one block at a time over here. I'm gonna break it as I go, so no endermen hopefully follow me. And we can come back here slowly. And the enderman farm is pretty much ready. All we have to do now is kill the enderman. Now over here I would recommend you build yourself some walls, you build yourself maybe an anvil, an enchantment table, things like that, just so you're safe. Also along your huge path here I also recommend you make some walls just to be careful. I'm gonna turn down my volume even more, it's so loud. I'm gonna leave it at 1%. But here we go, the farm is ready. Now, if you have a sword with sweeping edge, that's honestly better because sweeping edge will damage all of them at the same time, make it so you do much more damage to these endermen. But I don't have that yet. I'll obviously be able to get sweeping edge very quickly. You know, it won't take me too long because I can enchant stuff after this. But as you see, we're just taking them down and getting tons of XP. Now, we can't get too close. We have to be careful because they can hurt us. But here we go, and the drops just go in the chest. Once you start getting on a roll and you start killing them like crazy, as you see, the XP just keeps coming and it will not stop. And this is pretty much all you have to do. If you really want to be, you know, extra classy. I don't like doing this because I feel like it's cheating, but if you want to, by all means do it. You can install an auto clicker. I'll leave one in the description down below. Either set up a timer on it or just set it to spam click like this, and it'll eventually kill endermen. You can go AFK for, you know, a couple minutes or a few hours and just get tons of XP. What I usually do after I make this farm is honestly just have one long session where I go for maybe 15 or 20 minutes just killing endermen. I get myself to at least about 100 levels of XP, and then at that point, honestly, I have enough XP to last me almost the entire game. Obviously, if I die, I lose a lot of that XP, but I can easily just come back to this farm. And as you see, it's literally been only like a minute, and I've went from 29 levels to like 35 levels. There's even more XP I can't get because I'm not over there. Let's eat some food, see if we can collect some of it. The endermen are getting mad. I'm gonna keep killing them, but as you see, this thing, it just fills up. It's crazy. And as we kill more endermen, again, more spawn from the back. I want to be careful not to look at them, but endermen just keep coming. This farm is super tiny and already gives this many endermen, which is insane. There's also other renditions of this farm where you have bigger platforms and spawn more endermen, but I don't think that's really necessary. There's also farms that people have designed where you simply spawn the endermen high up in the air and then they drop so that you can one-hit the endermen. However, I don't know. I don't really mind hitting them myself. It's not that bad. I also feel like I don't have the right to complain because this farm literally gives me so much XP. It's so easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the overworld now and collect myself some blocks. I'm probably going to get some stone brick, things like that. I'll make some more bookshelves, make another enchantment table, maybe make an anvil or two, and we can make an entire enchantment station out here. Maybe get myself a grindstone as well, just so when we're out here, we can enchant the armor and weapons here. I'll also bring some lapis and things like that and decorate this whole area. Alright, so I just did a tiny bit of decorating. I decked out this walkway with a few leaves. I didn't have quite enough to finish, and I don't feel like collecting any more leaves than I already have. But all I did was create a second little room here for some enchanting. I put some anvils and grindstones for failed enchantments, and I have a chest here with some lapis. I'll probably also bring some diamonds over here and whatnot, just so I can make tools and armor to enchant once I have it. But here I have the other enchantment table, and then of course we have the Enderman. And I was sitting here just for another like minute or two killing them, and I've gotten tons of XP. And I love this farm, I can't complain. Obviously the one-shot farms get you a lot more XP a lot faster, but with something like this, it's so easy to make, and I don't really see why you need more XP. After just a few minutes of killing them, you can get pretty much all the XP you'll ever need. And if you happen to die and you come back to this farm, you'll get to level 30 so quickly, it's not even funny. So, I love this farm. Only downside, I guess, is that I literally have my volume at 1% right now. And I don't know about you, but for me, it still sounds horribly loud just because there are literally hundreds of Endermen in this little one block area right here. Literally hundreds. So, it's a little loud, so I recommend turning down your volume. But besides that, it's definitely worth making it. But I'm going to head back to my house now to get some quiet away from those Endermen. Well, here we are back in our town, away from the craziness of the Enderman. But anyways, that's going to be all for this video. I really hope you guys found this useful. I think Enderman farms are really amazing to make, and I think they belong in every single survival world so you can get your XP. I think it's the best way to get XP. I used to quartz mine. It was a lot easier than killing Enderman and making a farm. However, now that quartz are a little more rare and the nether rather is a bit more dangerous, quartz mining isn't really it. What I'll probably do before the next episode is AFK for a while, get tons of XP, like probably a few hundred levels, and just totally make myself set on XP for the rest of this Let's Play. But I'm also banking on the fact that I don't die, or else all of that will be for nothing. But with that XP, we can make some really cool armor and weapons, and if we have feather falling, if we have fire protection and normal protection, I don't really see us dying anytime soon. Anyways, though, if you enjoyed and found this useful, I definitely appreciate a like and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have any problems with the farm, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to help you guys out. As with anything in Minecraft, this is subject to change with version changes in Minecraft. However, this design from the farm I made many months ago, I think before 1.16 was even out, and it worked. And the farm design still works, so hopefully it doesn't go away. I don't see it going away anytime soon, and the next content changes aren't until 1.17 is released, and 1.17 won't be released for a while. But anyways, like I said, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is JWhisp, and I will see you guys all in the next one.